Hosmer hits it in the air to left field, sending Slater back onto the track at the wall. It's gone! That one carries out of here for Eric Hosmer.
All part of a 3-2 victory in Game 2 for the Padres. A win last night on the opposite field home run, third of the year for Eric Hosmer. We welcome inside the broadcast booth for Game 3 of this series, the finale. Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Well, great news today handed down by Major League Baseball. The Rookie of the Month is Christian Villanueva, and Mud, well deserved.
Congratulations to Christian and the San Diego Padres, putting the Padres and the third baseman on the map for baseball. Here are the particular numbers, and rightfully so. The batting average first in all those rankings. The one thing that really surprises me, and it's a good thing, is the on-base percentage at .404. He's putting the ball in play. Hey, there's going to be a strikeout every now and then, but coming up with some big home runs. He's one of those guys to where when the ball hits the bat, you know that he can hit it on the barrel. It's going to go a long way. He likes to hit the fastball. So Ryan Schimpf did it in 2016. Once again, turn on the fastball. And the thing that amazes me, Don, these pitchers, they watch video, they try to make adjustments. It seems like Christian Villanueva has made the adjustment, and it's very, very fitting. He wins the award. Padres are going to Monterrey, Mexico. He's the native son of Mexico, kind of like Vinny Castilla from Oaxaca, Christian Villanueva from Guadalajara. It's all good. A lot of smiles in that clubhouse for Christian Villanueva today.
As part of the victory last night, we heard a lot about the offense and certainly the home run by Hosmer, but lost in it all was some pretty good defense.
The defense is very, very key. You know, this Padre pitching staff, they're going to get up some hits. We know about Galvis at shortstop, but how about the speed in the outfield? There's the angle, there's the route for Manuel Margot. Tremendous concentration because he hits that wall hard. It's padded, but he concentrated, held onto it. Now in right field, Travis Jankowski. Not the straightest route, but that's how you can make it up. First jump, speed, make up the difference, 103 feet, and look at how hard he hit. How he held onto that baseball remains to be seen, but great outfield play in center field and in right field, and this is something that the Padre pitchers tip your cap to the defense in the outfield for the Padres.
Chance to win the series today as they begin this first leg of a two-city tour, two-country tour for that matter. Well, we come back in the studio, pick the stick. Who will get to Derek Holland? Mike Pomerantz and Tony Gwynn Jr. next.
2 spot. This is last night in the 4th inning. Drove it to deep center field. Triples alley here at San Francisco, and that's exactly what he got. His first triple of the season. That ended up being the 2nd run for the Padres, but the big blow in the 9th inning. Off Hunter Strickland. Fastball up and out over. He drives it into the teeth of the wind, into the stands. That gave the Padres the 3-2 victory. Eric Hosmer rounds the bases. He has been absolutely on fire since Andy Green had moved him to the number 2 spot. He's hit .391 so far in that position with the home run last night. He's had 3 doubles and a triple as well. Is he feeling good? Here's what Eric himself had to say.
I'm feeling good. You know, I feel like I'm putting in good at bats, and that's all I'm trying to do is not give away any at bats, go up there and have a game plan and really stick to it. And I feel like it's been working out all right last couple games.
I think the best thing about him, first at bat today wasn't a good one. Pops up in the infield on the first pitch he sees from a guy he doesn't really know, and then right after that he goes back to just grinding the next at bat. He doesn't let the past linger. A lot of guys do that. A lot of guys think, man, I had a bad at bat. I really got to get it done this time. And he just keeps going and going and going. And he allows like the good energy from the good at bats to carry over to the next one, and the bad energy he just gets rid of.
He's been solid all season long. He keeps putting those solid at-bats together. Now they're paying off. Andy Green likes what he sees, and he likes the example that he's setting for some of these other batters. Well, the Southpaws will eye the series. Clayton Richard looking for his 2nd win of the season. He'll go up against Derek Holland. Padres, Giants, the rubber match coming up next, right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
First. He hit that wall pretty hard, but able to hold on to the baseball. Onto the deepest part of the yard here at 421 out to right center. Tyson Ross had some pretty good defense behind him tonight. Jankowski with a spectacular grab. Later back onto the track at the wall. It's gone. That one carries out of here for Eric Hosmer. A lot of fun here last night. Game 2 of the series, a victory for the Padres, ready to go here in the finale. Time now for the weather report, brought to you by your always sunny Honda dealers of San Diego County. 62 degrees, westerly breeze at 11 miles per hour. The forecast clear. In fact, as we start here, I don't see a cloud in the sky here as we get it underway. Yeah, there's a couple. There's one over there on the left, as Mud points out here in the booth. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, and Bob Scanlon with you for the finale
of this series for Andy Green and the Padres against the Giants. And we check out the San Diego Padres starting 9, brought to you by Toyota. Manuel Margot leads it off in center with Eric Hosmer at first base. Christian Villanueva at third with Jose Perella at second. Franchi Cordero's in left with Freddie Galvis, the shortstop. Matt Caesar in right. A.J. Ellis does the catching, and Clayton Richard the 9th spot pitching today. And today the Padres deal with Derek Holland.
The 31-year-old making his 6th start for the San Francisco Giants, is 190th of his career. He's had a nice little career starting with the Texas Rangers. He's got the 4-pitch mix, and he needs to work on the corner because, you know, hey, we're all getting older, right? We're kind of losing it every now and then. Pitchers, they lose their stuff once in a while. So he's got to learn how to hit the corners and change speeds effectively.
Well, the veteran in his 6th start of the year dealing with Manuel Margot to get it started, and evens up at 1-1 to Margot, back in the leadoff spot, 2nd straight game, and 3 of the last 4 for Manny. 182 with a home run, 7 runs batted in. This one foul to the screen. Clayton Richard on the mound today for the Padres. So we play day baseball from San Francisco.
You know, the one thing I look at today's game, Don, is that Derek Holland's still seeking his first win of the year. And I think that can get between a pitcher's ears. You start thinking about it.
Yeah, you're into your 6th start of the year without a win.
And you kind of don't know which Derek Holland you're going to get. He's walked as few as 1 in a game. He's walked as many as 4 in a game. He has struck out 8. He has struck out 3. So it's kind of flip a coin of what type of outing you're going to get from Derek Holland.
Now Holland signed by the Giants to a minor league contract in February. Made the team as a non-roster invitee. Here's a drive out to left center field. On the move is Hernandez, going back onto the dirt of the track to make the catch. To the right of the 382 marker. Margot gives it a ride, but he is out number 1.
Let's check the other principles of the defense for the San Francisco Giants, and their defense is brought to you by San Diego Cadillac dealers. Behind the plate, former Padre Nick Hundley. See the ERA in 12 games, 6.28. On the infield, Longoria, Crawford, Tomlinson, Belt. In the outfield, left to right, Hernandez, Jackson, and McCutcheon.
Well, 1 down here in the 1st inning, and it brings up last night's hero, Eric Hosmer. And hovering around 300 all year, hitting at 298 to start the day. 3 homers and 5 runs batted in. Center fielder Austin Jackson over towards left center. Gap out there in right center field for Hosmer. And a grounder right side as Tomlinson from the outfield grass throws out Hosmer for the 2nd out of the inning. So 2 up, 2 down here in the 1st inning against Derek Holland.
Well, now's the time to get to Derek Holland, because the ERA high in the 1st inning for the left-hander.
Well, Christian Villanueva coming up, the Rookie of the Month in the National League.
That's a good month in the big leagues right there. And congratulations to Christian. See how Derek Holland, the left-hander, adjusts against him. Remember, a lot of the fastballs that he has, a lot of the home runs he has hit have been off fastballs.
Foul back to the backstop, and evens up at 1-1. Villanueva, 317 average coming into today's action. Look at the alignment. Austin Jackson, center fielder, over towards left center for him to pull, which he will.
Hey, Don, you know, you look at that shift. We often see pull on the infield, opposite way in the outfield.
Yep.
Not the case here for Christian. Both infielders and outfielders are playing to pull. And I'm guessing with the soft tossing Derek Holland, you know, any type of pitch he's going to get, chances are he's going to pull the baseball.
This one line foul down the left field line, out of play. So all 9 of his home runs have gone.
So if you're the pitcher looking to the catcher, those are the areas of the strike zone where he's hit the home runs, down the middle and low.
Did he go? Yes, he did. Rung out by David Rackley, first base umpire. First K of the day for Derek Holland. Done with one. Padres don't score. Giants are coming up. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Cadillac. Visit your San Diego Cadillac dealers today. By Petco, the pet company. And by Sequan Casino, opening in 2019, is Sequan's brand new 300-room resort and hotel. A beautiful day in the Bay Area, and lots of boats out there in the Bay. As we head to the bottom of the first inning and check out Bruce Bochy's starting 9. Leading it off, Gorkys Hernandez in left, Andrew McCutchen in right, Longoria third with Hundley catching. Belted first, Austin Jackson in center, Brandon Crawford at short, Kelby Tomlinson at second base, and Eric Holland, the pitcher, out of the 9 spot. Another start today for Gorkys Hernandez. And a liner to third base, picked by Villanueva. He was in on the grass, got to him in a hurry, but able to grab it on the backhand. Round number 1.
You talk about a hang with him. Big first out for Clayton Richard, and positioned perfectly Christian Villanueva. You know, as a hitter, you just got to tip your cap. Nothing you can change there. Took advantage of a pitch, and that gets on him in a hurry.
Not even out of the box yet, and you're out. One down here in the first, and Andrew McCutchen. That looked like a pretty good pitch. Didn't get credit for it. Ball 1. Credit for that.
Yeah, a couple of things for Clayton Richard here. He's going from the extreme third base side of that pitcher's plate, and also talked to Darren Balsley, his arm slot a little bit higher than Clayton Richard. He used to be straight sidearm, right? He's got that arm slot up just a little bit. And he's a ground ball specialist. He's got the best move in the game. He can shut down the running game with the best of them.
34-year-old trying to avoid his 3rd consecutive loss today against the Giants. 6 2/3, giving up 3 runs in his last outing against the Mets. Line to center. Margot is deep, and that one's going to drop in for a base hit. We have 1 down here in the first inning.
Defensively for the visiting Padres, behind Clayton Richard in the outfield, Franchi Cordero in left, Manuel Margot in center. Matt Caesar will be patrolling a right field this afternoon. On the infield, Rookie of the Month Christian Villanueva, Freddie Galvis at short, Jose Perella at second, Eric Hosmer at first base, and behind the dish today, putting down the signs, A.J. Ellis.
1 out, 1 on, and Evan Longoria will take a pitch down low. That's in the 3 spot for Bruce Bochy today.
245, 6 homers, and 16 runs batted in. His 29th game in a Giants uniform. Playing for him to pull in the outfield. Margot, the center fielder, over towards left center. Longoria started so slowly. He was 4 for his first 35. There's a grounder to third. Villanueva has it eat him up at third base. That'll be an error, and the inning continues.
Well, it's no surprise and no question that sometimes the defense for Christian Villanueva can be a liability. This is a very catchable ball. Well, he played back, just played that one very, very awkwardly. And a play that should have been made, and nobody feels worse now than Christian Villanueva. And hopefully Clayton Richard can roll a ground ball and get 2. And forget about that miscue.
So first and second, 1 down. And Nick Hundley, the batter, batting in the cleanup spot. Of course, had the walk-off hit in game 1 of the series. Former Padre in the cleanup spot. 268, 2 homers, 6 runs batted in for Hundley. Last 9 games, he's been hitting at .385. It's his 10th start for the Giants as their catcher. So far, you can run on him defensively. Base Steelers are 12 for 12 against Nick Hundley so far this year.
That might be part of the game plan, but you got to get on first base, obviously, for these Padres. Take advantage of that.
Hundley lines it to left field. That's going to get in for a base hit. McCutchen being waved around. Throw goes to third, and the Giants jump on top 1-0. Well, Nick Hundley continues to feast on Padres pitching.
Oh, breaking ball that leaked on the outside part of the plate. Tried to backdoor that pitch. In fact, when A.J. Ellis was set up, he was inside. Classic example of speeding up the bat of Nick Hundley. He stayed back nicely on that off-speed pitch to spank it to left center.
So 2 on, 1 away, a run in. An error at third looming large right now for the Padres as Brandon Belt stands in. Long pause from Richard and the pitch. That was 6 home runs on the year. 292 average, 14 runs batted in. 969 OPS. Fouled off to the left out play, 1-1. Both squads doing well when scoring first. Padres 9-1. Giants 12-3. Giants have struck first here against Andy Green's team in the first inning. Still looking for more with only 1 out in the inning. Belt went around, couldn't hold up. Kind of changed his mind in the middle.
Yeah, it's tough to hold back once you commit.
Brandon Belt hitless in his last 7 at bats. Quiet over the last 5 games, hitting at .188. Still leads the Giants in batting average, though. It's tied up there, and it's 2-2. Ooh.
I think even by the reaction of Clayton there, that was a pretty good pitch. You know, you don't see a lot of emotion from Clayton Richard, right, when he's out on the mound.
Rounds it foul and hangs it 2-2. Look out, Bob Scanlon.
Want some keys to the game, Don?
Sure.
Who are they brought to you by?
Brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
How about clean D for Richard? We've already seen a miscue. Got to clean that up and clog up the bases on Holland. See where I went there? Holland, clog.
I saw that.
Clogs.
In the dirt, blocked.
Nice job by AJ. Keeping that double play in order.
Next pitch will be the 20th of this first inning for Clayton Richard. With 2 on, 1 out. Belt now, Austin Jackson waiting on deck. And that is ball 4. Richard thought he got squeezed on a few of those pitches to Belt, and the bases are now loaded. First walk allowed by Richard. Bases filled with Giants. A run already in, and here is Austin Jackson. 216, no homers, and 7 runs batted in. Battled foul over by the on deck circle.
Well, right now as we speak, Austin Jackson holds the silver medal for grounding into double plays with 3. Leading with the gold medal is Joe Panic, who's on the DL. So good strikeout candidate and also a double play candidate for Clayton Richard.
Line down the left field line, going to be a fair ball into the corner. Longoria will score. Here comes Hundley. They will stop Belt at third. It's a 2-run double for Austin Jackson, and it's a 3-0 Giants lead in the first inning.
Catching too much of the plate, right down the middle of the plate, and Jackson getting a good pitch to just turn on. That's one of those where you can't take that type of swing, especially with the bases loaded. A little visit from pitching coach Darren Balsley. Looks like Darren's doing much of the talking.
Second and third, and still just 1 out in the inning as Brandon Crawford becomes the 7th member of the Giants to bat here in the bottom of the first inning. It's been a tough year at the plate for Crawford. A 191 average, 2 homers, 3 runs batted in. Two for his last 18, and the recipient of ball 1. 5 for his last 47. And with runners in scoring position, he's got 2 of them right now. He is 2 for 20 in that category. Infield in, all the way around for San Diego. Almost hit him. 2-0.
Well, Clayton has yet to get those crosshairs set on that glove of AJ Ellis, kind of struggling. Both with the fastball and the breaking ball.
Foul down the left field line, out of play. Belts at third, Jackson at second, 1 out in the inning.
You know, Don, I'm looking at the hits for the Giants, right? None of them have been on the ground through the holes. They've all been line drive hits. So that tells you that Clayton is getting the ball up in the zone. Because, you know, he's going to give up his hits. There's going to be some ones with eyes through the infield, right?
You think it's from where his delivery point is now?
It could be. He needs to make an adjustment, and he knows that. Nobody knows that more than Clayton does at this point.
There's Kelby Tomlinson waiting on deck. 2-2.
And a swing and a miss. Needed that. Strikes out Brandon Crawford. First strikeout of the day for Clayton Richard. Out number 2 of the first inning.
Well, is this the pitch that might set him straight as far as getting that feel? That's a good breaking ball. It gets Crawford way out in front. That's the slider at 82, down and away. And that is an adjustment for Clayton Richard.
Second and third, 2 down. Kelby Tomlinson started the first game, starts the third game of this series. Bats out of the 8 spot and gets a start at second base. On the ground to third base. Villanueva's throw across the diamond in time to retire Tomlinson and the side. But the Giants scored 3 times, lead it 3-0. Of the game on a warm day here. Got a little bit of everything going on there. The throwback jersey with the All-Star season hat going.
And you know what? I'm all about love. Look at Giants, Padres fans. We can coexist and enjoy a big league ball game and talk ball. I love the hoodie, by the way. I love everything about that hoodie.
3-0 Giants lead to the second we go, and Jose Perella leading it off for San Diego.
Got some catching up to do, Donnie.
Yes, we do. Plenty of time to do it, though. Only good part of giving up some runs in the first inning.
It's so hard, though, playing catch up, especially at this level. They need to take advantage of some Derek Holland mistakes. Be patient at the plate, work a walk here and there.
Perella down 1-2. Holland had to wait a while his team put together 3 runs in that bottom of the first inning. Had a great top of the first, a 1-2-3 inning, and strikeout of Christian Villanueva that ended the first inning. I feel like Derek Holland has been around a very long time. He's just 31 years old, though. Grounder back to him. Nicely fielded at the base of the hill, and fires to first in time to get Perella.
You know, you can judge a lot by a pitcher by the way he handles a sharply hit baseball towards his way. And it looks like Derek Holland is a pretty good fielder, pretty good athlete. Oh, I love exit velocity versus his sinker. It's up in 2018 as opposed to back to 2015.
He started his outing by retiring the first 4. And it brings up Franchi Cordero.
So if you have the sinker, right, ground ball pitcher, but yet if the exit velocity is going up, still on the ground ball, it's got a greater chance of finding a hole and getting through.
Fouled off to the left out of play. Cordero getting a piece, still 0-2. French coming in with 6 home runs, 13 runs batted in. With Freddie Galvis waiting on deck here. Padres batting in the second and dealing with a 3-run deficit. Off the plate for ball 1. Part of the problem for Holland has been receiving very little run support. He's received 2 runs or fewer in 4 of his 5 outings coming into this game. That's tough way to win, and he hasn't, coming in at 0-3.
Seems like both pitchers are recipients of that, because Clayton Richard has received 0 run support in 3 of his 6 outings this season.
Cordero strikes out, second strikeout for Holland. 2 down here in the second inning.
Well, if Holland, who doesn't throw that hard, if he gets the feel for this breaking ball, he's going to have some success. That is right on the outside corner. Get it out in front, spin it. Gets the strikeout.
2 down here in the second inning, and that brings up Freddie Galvis. Padres shortstop electing to bat from the right side against the left-hander. Down 0-2. Tough time against Giants left-handers. 8 for 48 in his career, 167 average against Giants left. He strikes out against this lefty. Holland picks up his 3rd K. Retired the first 6. 3-0 Giants.
We discussed the different arm slot by Clayton Richard. Now, he and Darren Balsley thought that it might be beneficial to raise his arm slot a little bit for several reasons. First of all, it would give a different look to the National League West, especially who gets to see him quite a bit. Number 2, they thought that his stuff might just be a little bit sharper a little more depth and angle with that higher angle. And third of all, it might be easier for him to get to the top part of the strike zone, which he's going to try to use a little bit more this year. But the question becomes, at what cost? He had such great command with that lower arm slot. The question is going to be, does the stuff outplay the command? Let's see if he can get it together here in the second, guys.
Yeah, Scant, let me ask you this. You think that affects the number of ground ball outs that he gets? Because that's a big part of his game.
It is a big part of his game, Don. But again, the feeling was a little bit that the league has seen him so much, especially these National League West teams where you're going to face him 3 or 4 times, that if they start looking down, it would become more easy for them to get to those pitches down there. So they want to make it just a little bit more depth on some of his pitches to still be able to maintain that great ground ball rate that he has, and also to be able to change the eye level, which he feels like he can do a little bit better with that higher arm slot. So yeah, it's a balancing act, and we'll see how it plays out. The experiment is on.
All right, Scan, thanks very much. That's interesting. See how this goes and keep an eye on it. 3-run first inning for the Giants.
The thing to keep in mind, guys, also, if there's any player who's a good enough athlete to be able to make these types of adjustments, is there any question that it's Clayton Richard?
Yeah, that's a good point. And also, Clayton would be the first guy to probably say, and not because we're all stubborn in our own ways. And he's got a great relationship with Darren, and I'm sure that Clayton would say, hey, you know what? I'm not feeling comfortable with this. And I think Darren would say, okay, I want you to feel what's best for you. But yet he's willing to try it. And hope it works to his advantage.
How hard is it to make this kind of change at this stage of your career?
I think for me personally, it would be difficult. It would be kind of hard. It would be, it'd be something that I would be thinking about. I would let it get to me personally. Can't speak for Clayton.
He's dealing with Gorkys Hernandez after striking out Derek Holland. And a swing and a miss, and back-to-back Ks now for Richard. 3 strikeouts in all, 2 down here in the second inning.
Bob, I want to pose you a question. Let's say you, the big right-hander, during the course of your career, somebody says, hey, we want you to lower your arm angle. How would it affect you?
You know, that actually happened. So about my 5th or 6th year in the minor leagues, the Phillies came to me and said, Bob, if you want to continue to pitch for us, you're going to have to drop down and pitch sidearm. And so overnight, I became a sidearm pitcher.
Wow.
And I did that for about 2 or 3 months. And at first, the results were not bad, but over time, it became extremely difficult for me to continue to pitch down there. And I finally had to make a decision. And I said, look, if you guys want to release me, but I'm going to go back to throwing overhand. And I did, and I was able to get to the big leagues. But I was not a good enough athlete to be able to make that transition. And we've already seen Clayton Richard do it once in his career. Coming out of the thoracic outlet surgery, he did lower his arm slot. It was very effective. So certain guys can do it. I think, you know, Clayton Richard, being the stud that he is, he's fearless in trying to try something new. I give him a lot of credit for having the courage to experiment out there.
I agree. Totally.
Did you ever try that, Mud?
Yes. They wanted me to lower my arm angle because I was straight over the top iron Mike. And they wanted me to create a little 2-seam, maybe slider action. And over the course of time, I did adjust. But it was earlier in my career. It wasn't later. Now, whether that resulted in success, I don't think the success was there. Either way, over the top or on the side.
In the back, McCutchen gets hit. Wow. 91-mile-an-hour fastball gets him.
Where did that get him exactly? Because that ball went all the way down to the third base coach's box. Get him in that elbow guard? Yes, it did. And he was moving away from that, right? Watch how he kind of goes in. That ball went all the way down to the third base coach's box. I mean, that's a foul ball on a sacrifice bunt. Wow, that's got to hurt. Even with that elbow guard.
I'm not sure that's a guard, Mud. I think it may just be a sleeve.
Really? Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, I stand corrected. You know, it even sounded like it hit something. I mean, that just goes to show you how hard it hit him.
So down to first base, the hit batter, painfully so, with 2 down.
I see how one sleeve is black and the other one is orange. That's why I thought it was a guard, not the case.
Throw over and back to the bag is McCutcheon. Center fielder Margot over towards left center. Good size gap in right center. Up towards the deepest part of the yard here at AT&T Park, and it's 421 out there to right center field.
That's a huge gap.
As big as it gets.
Yep.
On the ground left side to short. Galvis will go to second for the force out. That ends the second inning. Through 2 from San Fran, Giants have a 3-0 lead. And it's time now for the Valley View Casino trivia question.
Love it.
AT&T Park opened in 2000. Named the first Padres player to hit a home run at AT&T Park.
Wow, I don't even know who to guess on that one. This could be a trick question.
You don't think it's somebody that you may expect? Like a Klesko or somebody like that?
Well, my first guess would be like a Nevin Klesko type deal.
So bounce in. Matt Caesar getting a start in right field. Coming in with a .233 average. No homers, 2 runs batted in. A lot of pinch hitting appearances so far this year for Matt Caesar. Leads the team in pinch hit at bats with 11. And 2 for 11 in that category. It's an on the ground foul. Rare start for Matt Caesar. 2 strikes this year, hitting at .211. Derek Holland has retired the first 6 Padres that he's faced in the game, and no one will straighten him up on a pitch in. Full count.
That's what Holland needs to do. He needs to go in off the plate and then try to buy that off speed or fastball 2-seamer down and away, possibly, to get a weak swing.
Ball 4, and down to first base goes Matt Caesar to begin things here in the 3rd inning. First base runner to reach today for the Padres. So Caesar aboard, and it brings up A.J. Ellis. Saw Rafi Lopez get the start last night for San Diego, and today A.J. Ellis catching the day game after the night game. 231, no homers, and a run batted in for A.J. Ellis. There is a strike, 1-1. Well, Derek Holland, 26 starts, 29 overall appearances for the White Sox last year, going 7-14, a high earned run average 6.20. Released by the White Sox in September last year. Go to first, and that one off the runner, Caesar. Santo over gets Caesar, and that would have been pretty close if Belt had been able to make the catch. He's leaning in the wrong direction.
Yeah, the throw was perfect. It was on the outfield side of first base. As a first baseman, you got to let that ball travel.
Let it travel a lot right into the rib cage of that Caesar. Giants had double play depth with a runner at first and nobody out.
Well, Derek Holland has put together a pretty nice little career. 2 times he won double digits at the big league level with the Rangers. 16 games in 11, 10 games in 13, but kind of got to reinvent yourself a little bit, right?
Spent his first 8 years of his career with the Texas Rangers. Overall 62 and 50 with a 4.35 earned run average.
He's been on the DL 4 times in his career, which kind of hurts once in a while as far as, maintaining that arm strength as you get older. Like you said, Don, though, only 31.
I feel like he's been around a long time.
Yeah.
Up to the postseason with the Rangers a couple times. Timeout call, follows through with the pitch. Very late timeout call. Plate umpire Chris Guccione today. '40th pitch of the day coming up for Derek Holland, dealing with his second hitter here of the 3rd inning. Full count. Well, the bottom of the order has been much more patient with Derek Holland. Caesar walked, and Ellis now the lengthy at bat. Full count here, and you got Clayton Richard, the pitcher, waiting on deck. Popped up foul, backhand out of play. Popped up. Foul ground down from first is Brandon Belt. And he takes care of out number 1.
Hey, watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At-Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
1 on, 1 out, and it brings up Clayton Richard. 2 for 11 on the year. 119 average in his 10-year career. And offers at it for strike 1. Clayton homered earlier this year in Colorado. 3-run shot, so 3 RBIs. And on the grass at third, Evan Longoria. Richard trying to win the game today for the Padres as their starting pitcher, trying to get his 53rd win as a Padre. That would tie him with Dave Dravecky. 3rd most wins by a Padres left-hander. It's a bunt down the first baseline. Belt thought about second, turns and fires to first. And the sacrifice complete with Tomlinson, the second baseman, covering. So 3-4 on the sacrifice. As Caesar takes second base with 2 down.
I think that Brandon Belton may have had a chance, but remember, Matt Caesar's got pretty good speed, but still, when in doubt, get the out. Now the Giants have 2 outs. Rather than flipping that coin and trying to make the play at second, it could have turned into a first and second situation and 1 out. Belt crashing, and see when he gets that ball, it's a force play. So still quite a ways to go for Matt Caesar, but he elects to get the out, which is a big out, the second out.
Manuel Margot 0 for 1. Flied out to the warning track in left field, first time up. Second time through the order here for Derek Holland. See what adjustments the Padres make. Down 0-2.
I bet you dime to donuts that Derek Holland doesn't throw a strike here.
Did you say donuts?
I did. Remember, you don't have to be hungry to have a donut. Maybe a breaking ball down and in. You can go 2-seamer down and away off the plate. There it is.
One-two pitch to Margot. Line down the left field line, foul out ahead of that.
Very key for a clutch 2-out walk here. Base hit to get number 30. Eric Hosmer up at the plate with a couple runners on. Looks to me that in center field, Austin Jackson, is he playing a little on the shallow side maybe? Just a little bit maybe?
Just a tad, step or two.
Yeah, just a little bit. That could be the difference of a ball to his right or left to scoot through for extra bases if it's hit sharply enough.
That was 0-2 now, 2-2. There's Caesar at second base. And 2 down here in the third inning. Margot stays alive. Waiting on deck is Eric Hosmer. Padres batting here in the third. Caesar at second and 2 away. On the ground, and Holland can't get it. Here comes Crawford, though, and he won't have a play. Throws to third just in case Caesar was overzealous in rounding the bag at third, but reaching on an infield hit is Manuel Margot. Once it got by Holland, not much of a chance for Brandon Crawford with the speed of Manuel Margot.
I love the heads-up play. Even though there's no play, I love what Brandon Crawford does here. And you see it quite a bit for infielders who know the situation. You know, like you said, Don, it's a perfect example of that runner. And Glenn Hoffman, look at Glenn Hoffman. He's doing a great job, the third base coach for the Padres. He is right in his grill. He is right in the grill of Matt Caesar saying, stay put, don't overrun the bag. And a nice heads-up play by Crawford trying to throw behind the runner.
First and third, 2 down, and Eric Hosmer's second plate appearance of the day.
Oh, he was leaning, wasn't he? He was kind of caught a little bit there.
Able to get back.
Yeah.
Eric Hosmer grounded out to second base in the first inning, 0 for 1. Caesar at third, Margot at first, 2 down. In again, 2-0. Got the tying run at the plate right now. Guy hit a home run here last night to give the Padres the lead. And lead they held on to for the victory in game 2 of the series. Wild swing and a miss there. 2-1. Just thinking fastball didn't get it.
Yeah, he pulled the string on that one.
Holland with 3 strikeouts today. He has walked a batter. That's how this 3rd inning started. Holland a no decision last time out against the Dodgers. Lasted just 3 1/3. Here's a fly ball to right field off the bat of Hosmer. Back goes McCutchen at the wall, and he leaps. It's off the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes Margot all the way around from first. Heading to third is Hosmer. Throw to third. He's out. He will drive in 2 with a double, but thrown out at third, trying to stretch it into 3. Padres back within a run thanks to Eric Hosmer, who sends one off the bricks in deep right field. And the Padres right back in it again. Out.
This is a perfect example of an infielder or any position player knowing the environs. Look at this ball. It's hit deep to right field, right? McCutchen's got to go back. The carom, who's backing up? Kelby Tomlinson. Look at, he's in right field. He knows that McCutchen has committed the point of no return. A ball off that wall, you don't know where it's going to bounce. That is a perfect play. That's a great play by the Giants second baseman. And then making, of course, the throw to third base to nab Hosmer.
Nick Hundley leading it off here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Much tighter affair right now. Just a 1-run lead for the Giants. Hundley with a single to drive in a run in the 1st inning.
Fly ball down the right field line, headed towards foul ground, and a foul ball just to the right of the line. That became much closer than I thought it was going to be.
Let's go back to that play. Kelby Tomlinson. Remember the ball off the wall. Look at where he is. Okay. Now McCutcheon's here. Now if you roll it, he's got to go. Tomlinson's got a beat on it. That ball hung up there a long time, and then look where he's at. That's a great play by the Giants second baseman. Hitting the cutoff man nicely.
That is knowing your home ballpark.
Yes, it is.
This is driven to left field, down the line towards the corner, and it's off the bottom of the wall. The ricochet gets by Cordero. To second base goes Hundley. Got himself a wall ball double to open up the bottom of the third inning.
I thought Nick thought this ball was gone out of the box. He's going down the first base line, and then realizes this ball hits off the wall, and then he turns on. It's going to be a double any way you look at it. He gets the breaking ball down and in. Almost hits the smiley car. And a smile on Nick Hundley's face for his third double of the season.
So Hundley at second, Brandon Belt the batter, and he takes strike one. Gap out at right center. Spiraling off the backside, Clayton Richard. Now a grounder foul. Down 0-2. The Giants scored their 3 runs in the first inning. Padres come back with 2 in the top of the third inning. Now the Giants batting here in the last of the third of a leadoff double for Nick Hundley. Sprayed foul off to the left out of play. I smell Parmesan cheese.
Oh my gosh, as soon as you said that, yes, it hit me.
Gotta be the cheese fries. Yeah, garlic fries here most of the time, but I'm smelling Parmesan right now.
That smells good. Well, at least we've avoided a fire today.
Yes, first time in 2 days here.
Yeah, fire alarm goes off day 1 of the series before the game. Yesterday there was a legit fire.
Yes.
At one of the
smoke and everything
restaurants here at the ballpark.
So far we are fire free. On the ground foul into the Padres dugout. Big dugouts here at AT&T Park. Of course, Padres housed on the first base side. What are the dugouts like at Candlestick? Small?
Very small.
Yep.
Very, and the visiting, especially on the third base side. Home was on the first base side at the stick. They had heaters in the home dugout. No heater in the visiting dugout.
Shocker. Outside for ball 3. Full count here to Brandon Bell. Nick Hundley at second base.
You might see some type of short breaking ball here, maybe with first base open. Maybe a short, tight breaking ball for a strike, maybe to get him swing and miss or hit a grounder.
Cheating in from short was Galvis, but no throw from Clayton Richard. In the dirt, ball 4. Not chasing was Brandon Belt. First 2 have reached here for the Giants in the third inning. Second time Belt has walked.
And it was a breaking ball. And a nice job by AJ smothering that one.
Time now for the answer to our Valley View Casino trivia question. AT&T Park opened in 2000. Getting named the first Padres player to hit a home run at AT&T Park. And our answer is Woody Williams, a pitcher. Kind of a trick question. July 20th, 2000 off Kirk Reeder.
He could hit. Woody Williams could hit.
First and second for San Francisco. Austin Jackson. Double to drive in a pair of runs in the first inning. And his second look today at Clayton Richard. .60 pitches for Clayton, 2+ innings.
And I don't need to tell you, right? That's not the route you want to take. Obviously, he's not trying to do that. He just cannot find the sights on that target from AJ Ellis.
35 strikes, 26 balls so far for the Padres left-handed starter. And falling behind here, 3-0. So Brandon Crawford waiting on deck. And that is ball 4 to load the bases. Back-to-back walks allowed by Richard. 3 in all. And the bases are filled with Giants, and Darren Balsley headed out there for the second time today.
And it's going to be everybody in the class on the hill for a little meeting. No room for error right here. He's got to be spot on with his pitches, whether it's for breaking balls or fastballs. Just make sure everybody's on the same page. Now, in a situation like this, many times, you know, been in this situation, catcher would say to me, hey, what do you want to throw here? What are you most comfortable with? And the short, tight breaking ball for a strike, like a slider, to try to get ahead. Brandon Crawford is looking with one swing, maybe get a fastball early to try to drive in those 2 runs, maybe more. The fastball just missed.
And Crawford, a strikeout victim in the first, one of 3 strikeouts for Clayton Richard today. 3 grand slams on his resume. On the ground and by the dive of Hosmer at first base into right field. Hundley will score. Here comes Belt. Here comes a throw, and Belt will be safe. 2 runs in for the Giants. Take a 5-2 lead and get their 3-run lead back. Brandon Crawford, who has really struggled at the plate, driving in a pair here in the 3rd inning.
After taking that borderline fastball for the first pitch of the at-bat, he gets a 92, and once again a case of not hitting his spots. That one leaked middle in. And you know, for a guy who's been struggling at the plate with the average, he got his fastball. He made the most of it.
First and third, still nobody out in the inning. And somebody's getting up here for the Padres as stirring in the pen as Kelby Tomlinson. Number 8 hitter in the Giants order. Looks like Robbie Erlin's going to be first up. Running down from the dugout to the pen to start warming up. It's kind of a weird setup here. Not only are the pens exposed, but there's no place for the relievers to sit. So everybody's in the dugout.
Yep.
And you don't see anybody head down there until they're ready to warm up because there's no place to hang out.
I think that's the only place that I can think of that has that type of setup.
Yeah, Tampa Bay, it's exposed, but they got the benches down there where the relievers sit.
Well, it's one of those days for Clayton, believe me.
Cubs used to be, right, where you were down there, but you would sit down there.
Yes, they have a bench down there, correct. Now they're underneath
now
the
they're
walls.
underneath, yeah, you can't see them.
They did have a bench down there, yeah, when they were exposed.
Tomlinson trying the bunt, fouls it off, and is down 0-2. Of course, for years the Dodgers trained in Vero Beach, and their dugout was exposed.
It was a chain link fence like 4 feet high, and the fans were right there.
It was unbelievable. Got up close and personal with your favorite players, though, that's for sure, during the spring at Vero. Austin Jackson at third, Brandon Crawford at first. And Tomlinson will take a ball, 1-2.
There's nothing worse for a pitcher when you're having a day like this and you cannot locate your pitches as desired.
Ooh, got him on the outside corner. Fourth strikeout for Richard. First out here at the third inning.
Clayton needed that. He gets a call, and this is a breaking ball. Backdoor breaking ball. Framed by A.J. Ellis. Just off the plate.
First and third, one down. Derek Holland, the pitcher. That's a different alignment.
Yeah, Jose Perella coming in between first and the pitcher's mound.
I have not seen this before. Second baseman standing just to the right of the mound. Hosmer holding on the runner at first.
I mean, it's a perfect situation for a safety squeeze.
Holland swinging away, 1-1.
So the idea there, Hosmer holding the runner so they don't get a big lead. Perella in tight in case the Giants pitcher tries to push one towards first base. I've always been a firm believer in a situation like this when the second baseman is not playing where Perella was. I mean, think about it. You got first and third, right? Yeah, a little push bunt right here, and that runner realizes that the ball is going down off the bat fair. You are gone. That is a free run. We got signs going on all over the place. Ron Wotus at third base.
Very involved.
Andy Green, tons of signs to his catcher.
Throw to first, and Hosmer applies the tag, but back safely is Crawford.
Signs everywhere is sign. Walking out the scenery, breaking my mind. Do this, don't do that. Can't you see the signs? Now he wants to roll him over.
You gonna credit the author for that last soliloquy or whatever that was?
I think it was the Electric 5-man band or something like that. Electric 5-man group.
Throw over and back is Crawford.
Five-man electrical band.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Can't stand people who get the words wrong.
Did I get the words wrong? Oh, you're pulling the Kevin Costner. Oh.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Women get weary, not woolly.
Bunts at it and strikes out. So Holland not getting the job done there, and he's out number 2 of the third inning. 5 strikeouts now for Clayton Richard, 2 down. Get your game break coming up, get you caught up. Red Sox and Royals wrapping up their 3-game series today.
From the Fens.
First and third, 2 down, and Gorkys Hernandez will take ball 1. Hernandez getting his third look at Clayton Richard today. Lined out to third base in the first inning. Struck out swinging in the second. Pitch 75 of the day coming up for Clayton Richard through 2 2/3. And a liner to center. Margot started in, now goes back and makes the catch, able to recover out there in center field and end the inning. Giants get 2 and take a 5-2 lead to the 4th inning. The 4th inning earlier, Andrew McCutcheon was hit in the elbow. Stayed in the game, but now has left the game as we play along here to the 4th inning. And Gregor Blanco coming into the game in left field, and moving from left to right is Gorkys Hernandez. Derek Holland, 3-run lead is back for him. Villanueva hits one of the year to left field. Blanco just into the game and makes the catch out there for the first out of the 4th inning. So 1 down brings up Jose Perella. Perella grounded back to the mound in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. Now Cordero next as Holland, 61 pitches through 3 1/3 innings, and so far has given up just the 2 hits.
Don, you said it earlier, and looks like this afternoon Holland is getting his support with the 3-run lead. Still a lot of baseball left, obviously.
On the ground towards Tomlinson, slides to his right and throws out Perella, 2 down in the inning.
Don mentioned a little bit ago, he's received 2 runs or fewer of support in 4 of his 5 outings.
Finally getting some here today.
Yeah. A little bit of love thrown his way this afternoon.
Giants getting 3 in the first, 2 in the third. There's the first 2 outs here of the 4th inning, and it brings up Franchy Cordero. Chop to first, and Belt is going to need help. Leading Holland too far, and backing it up is the catcher Hundley. Threw pretty hard, and it gets by the pitcher Derek Holland, going to cover the bag at first, and Franchy will reach.
Yeah, you better get over there quickly if Franchy Cordero is hitting, and he hits that ball on that right side. Now Belt's got to throw the strike on the move. And you know what, Derek Holland, he's got to be thinking, I don't want to get run up the backside here, so he tries to extend with his glove hand, and I'm not getting in that baseline and getting in the way of Franchy Cordero.
In the dirt here to Freddie Galvis, a strikeout victim in the 2nd inning, 0 for 1. They give the error to Belt.
I would have to say, looking at that, I would have to say that would be an E3 on the throw, because if it was a good throw, he was out.
Galvis should take the strike over the inside corner. Didn't like it. Galvis lines one to left, but right at Blanco out there. Makes the catch, billowed the cap high to end the inning. 3.5 done, 5-2 Giants.
Hosmer driving the ball to deep right field. It caroms off the top of the wall. McCutchen can't get to it. Actually, the second baseman, Tomlinson, that ends up coming in and making the play. They get Hosmer out at third base, but not before he drives in 2 runs. This is just an example of one of the unique features here at AT&T Park. Now, some people call them nice, unique characteristics. Some people call them quirkiness. The bottom line is this wall in right field is one of the most difficult to play in all of Major League Baseball. Now, I'm standing out here at the 421 sign. This is one of the most difficult places to hit a home run in all of Major League Baseball, not just because of the distance, but because of the height of this wall. It's 20 feet tall. Now, there's been a lot of controversy about this wall. Some people say, players included, obviously, mostly hitters, that they should shorten this area, maybe even make this where the bullpens are. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Is it time for a change here at AT&T?
That's a good question. I kind of like it.
I kind of like it too. Hey, and Scan, you know, you get to go around all the ballparks and see different vantage points. Does it just look like Death Valley out there from your vantage point?
No, actually, it doesn't feel as far away as I thought it would, and the fans seem to be enjoying themselves out here. Hey, they got their beers, they got their hot dogs, and this has become, you know, this is Triple's alley. We saw Eric Hosmer get a triple here yesterday, and, you know, it brings up a question. It wasn't much of a topic when the Giants were winning World Series in 2010, 12, and 14, but now all of a sudden it's being revisited, of course, because the Giants have been last in the league in terms of hitting the long ball. And it brings up the question, well, the Padres did it in 2012. They shortened their right center field. Do the Giants need to do it to try to recruit more hitters to this ballpark? It's an ongoing debate.
I've got one more question for you, Bob. Now, from our vantage point, we look at the flags out in right center field. Now, you're a little bit lower. How is the wind different from, you know, another 50, 60 feet above you?
Yeah, so it's interesting. So you see the flags right now, they're blowing from right towards center field. As I stand here, I'm feeling the wind hitting my right shoulder. In other words, blowing the exact opposite direction. And now when I'm down in the dugout during the game, I'm actually feeling it hitting me from in the face, coming from a completely different direction. So no matter where I've been in this ballpark, I get a different direction that the wind is blowing. And I talked to Matt Caesar about it before the game, and he says, yeah, sometimes I feel it in my face out here, sometimes it goes left to right, and it varies depending on just 10 to 15 feet as he moves closer in. So it's a constant battle for the outfielders out here, and something they certainly need to be aware of.
There's no question it's swirling. I mean, you just look at all the different flags. They're all doing different things all the way around this ballpark.
Well, you wouldn't know it's swirling out where Bob's standing because he's got some serious product in that coif of his.
I'll tell you what.
It's staying still.
Nothing is going to move that moss.
I'm telling you what, guys, Elmer's glue does wonders in keeping your hair in place. We are ready for any occasion.
This will get away, and to second base goes Longoria. And by the time Ellis can go back to get it, Longoria in a scoring position on a wild pitch.
AJ tries to get to his left, and it just creeps up the glove off the shoulder. A free 90 feet for the Giants. That sweeping breaking ball.
Nick Hundley batting here, 2 for 2 in the game with a single, a double, and 2 runs scored. Where Bob Scanlon was, standing right above the 421 marker out there, and the foul line too, also out there, we're indicating at least where a home run would be and where it's off the wall. In the air, down the right field line towards the corner, and that ball should be gone. It is. Nick Hundley with his 3rd hit of the day. It's a home run, a 2-run shot that has the Giants on top, 7-2. He's got a single, a double, and now a home run. And the Giants have a 7-2 lead.
We've seen Buster Posey go the opposite way in this series. Nick Hundley is definitely using the whole field. Fastball up and away. That's the intent. You could see the swing. He was eyeing it the whole way. His head stayed on the ball. He finished high, not all the way through, driving that ball the opposite way, hitting it to the shortest part of this ballpark. 309 up and over the wall.
Right down the line, just over the wall. Brandon Belt has walked twice in this game, in the first and then in the third. Swing and a miss, and Belt strikes out. That's 6 strikeouts now for Clayton Richard. 2 down here in the 4th inning. So bounces back after delivering the 2-run home run, and now we'll deal with Austin Jackson, who has doubled today and walked. A double in the first drove in 2 runs. As the Giants got 3 in the first, 2 in the third, and 2 so far here in the 4th inning.
On the ground foul towards the end of the dugout. The Giants are housed here on the third base side.
Another thing about Candlestick, we were talking earlier, visitors, third base side, had to go down the right field line through a tunnel to get to the clubhouse.
That's convenient.
So no clubhouse access from the third base dugout at the stick.
Wow. Was it Anaheim where visiting team had to go through a concourse area where the fans were to get back to their clubhouse at one point? I'm trying to think where that was.
That I could not tell you.
That'll miss. And a full count here. It was somewhere where players had to go through. It was kind of an area where the fans were to get to the clubhouse.
Well, that's here in San Francisco. Their home clubhouse, there's a concourse you can walk through to get to the dugout.
Ball 4, and down to first base goes Austin Jackson.
Hey, Mud, how about the chicken coop out in the bullpen? You remember that?
Yeah, the penalty boxes. I remember those at Candlestick, you bet.
Those were awesome.
Yeah, they built those in like 1987, I believe, 86 or 87. Before that, it was just on the wall. They just bolted a wooden bench, and that was it.
Sounds nice.
Right, but then they really upgraded things and built, like Bob said, it was like a chicken coop. They just threw some wood together and put some hinges for a door, and you had to fit like 12 guys in there, the pitchers, the bullpen coach, the bullpen catcher, into this little box.
Austin Jackson at first base, 2 down in the inning, and Brandon Crawford had a 2-run single last time we saw him in the third inning at the plate. No action in the pen right now as Clayton Richard nearing 100 pitches. Next pitch will be the 98th of his outing. And a liner to right field. Up to second base goes Jackson on the second hit of the day for Brandon Crawford.
Well, see the location of this one. He wants it down and away, and that's a big time miss inside. He spins on that one. And Crawford, after the strikeout, seeing the ball well and taking advantage of some fastballs around the plate.
Kelby Tomlinson taking a hack at a pitch running away. Tomlinson 0 for 2. Grounded out to third, struck out looking. Even hundo right now for Clayton Richard. And a ground ball's headed toward Perella at second base. They'll go to first for the out that will end the inning. 2 more runs for the Giants, who lead it 7-2.
RCP Block and Brick. Start your outdoor project at rcpblock.com. And by Petco, the pet company. Beautiful, cool, crisp afternoon in San Francisco, where the Giants have a 7-2 lead over the Padres. Finale of the 3-game series. And as we play along to the 5th inning. Bottom third of the Padres order to face Derek Holland. Matt Caesar, A.J. Ellis, and the pitcher's spot due. Derek Holland has surrendered 2 hits and 2 runs, and Caesar hits one in the air to deep left field. Blanco going back, looking up, and it is gone. Matt Caesar with his first home run of the year, and the Padres now make it 7-3. Leadoff home run here in the 5th inning for Matt Caesar.
First pitch hacking is Matt Caesar. And he jumps all over the first pitch fastball. Launch angle. I'd like to really know what the exit velocity was on that one, because he hit that one really well.
Now ground ball to second base, and A.J. Ellis retired for the first out of the 5th inning.
Hitter goes up to the plate. You're looking for the old number 1 right out of the get-go. He got it. That pitch was up to where he got enough top hand on it to send it on its way rather than work underneath it for the easy fly ball. If he works underneath that a little bit too much launch angle and not enough distance.
Chase Headley going to pinch hit here for Clayton Richard. So that is the day for Clayton Richard. Clayton going just 4 innings today, allowing a total of 8 hits and 7 runs. Six of the 7 are earned. Walked 4 and struck out 6. We got Robbie Erlin coming in, up for the 2nd time in the game.
See the line you just gave on Clayton Richard. Remember I talked to you before about that, how I trust you. I don't even have to look at my MLB.com app. No, because you're always right. You've never been wrong. Because usually I go to my app on my phone. Because I
better double check it.
Well, you're not trusting your stuff right now?
Nah, you know, you never know. Give a lot of lines.
I trust Donnie.
2-2. He fights it off foul, off the thumbs that time. Hangs 2-2. Matt Caesar homer to begin the inning. A.J. Ellis grounded out. Now a 2-2 to Headley. And a liner into left field for Chase Headley.
Time to chip away. Plenty of baseball left. After getting one off the thumbs, Chase Headley gets one middle in. He's quick to this one, pulling it to the left side.
So Headley at first, 1 down, and Manuel Margot 1 for 2. Flied out to left deeply in the first inning to the warning track. Infield hit to short. Now his 3rd look at Derek Holland. Well, Holland finally gets some run support here today. And trying to work his way through the 5th to make himself at least eligible for a victory today. Trying to get that first one. So you wonder about his thought process here in the 5th inning. He's trying to get through, and now all of a sudden you look up and there's action behind him in the pen.
He's hoping to throw one pitch to get out of it. He knows that there's action going on there. Now it's time to focus at the task at hand. And that is to make a pitch to Manuel Margot.
That's a strike, and it's 2-1.
It's not fun being winless on May 2nd. as a pitcher.
Swing and a miss, and Margot strikes out. Fourth strikeout of the day for Derek Holland. 2 down.
Strikes early, balls late. Right over the top of that breaking ball.
So 2 down, Headley at first base, and that'll bring up Eric Hosmer. A double to drive in 2 in the 3rd inning. Tried to stretch it into a triple, but was gunned down. Numbers coming in against Holland for Hosmer very good, even though it's a lefty-lefty matchup. Facing him a lot in the American League. Yeah, Hosmer 7 for 16 against him at .438 coming into today's action. Mentioned the 2-run double that he had back in the 2nd. Time for the Kia drive to success. I think about Hosmer this year, a lot of multi-hit games for him. Total of 13. Tied with Manny Machado with the Baltimore Orioles in that category.
I'd like to see more hitters get on before Eric Hosmer so he can do some serious damage and get that RBI total up.
Jammed in, a foul backing out of play to even the count at 2-2. Chase Headley at first base, getting his first hit off a lefty this season. Bullpen up. Pierce Johnson up in the pen right now for the Giants. Bruce Bochy getting that bullpen warm for the first time today. Most pitches Holland has thrown in any game is 100. That was at Los Angeles against the Angels. Sitting at 86 right now, only threw 77 last time out. Headley will be off at first as Hosmer hits a pop-up into shallow left. Shortstop taking over. Brandon Crawford makes the catch that ends the inning. First home run for Matt Caesar at AT&T Park. Led off this 5th inning. Padres trying to get closer. Solo shot for Caesar. A 7-3 lead for San Francisco.
con Dios por todos estos logros.
Yeah, again, I'm happy. Like you mentioned, I was out all of last year, but I was preparing. I was anxious. I was waiting for that opportunity, and finally got it. And again, I'm just really grateful, really thankful to God for all of these accomplishments I've had.
Christian Villanueva, along with translator David Longley, explaining how excited he is to win the Rookie of the Month award for the month of April, the first time that a Padre has won it since Ryan Schimpf did it back in 2016. And when Christian was talking about just staying prepared, waiting, staying ready, he was talking about the long period of not playing, guys. This time last year, he was on this disabled list in El Paso, and he had not played for over a year. Remember, he had broken his fibula, missed all of 2016, started off last year with an injured shoulder, and it wasn't until middle of May that he returned to El Paso and resumed playing. But boy, has he made up for some lost time, hasn't he, guys?
Sure has, and a great first month and a great start here to playing every day at third base now for the Padres. Been fun to watch, and looking forward to watching him some more as we head to Mexico, some country, and be in Monterrey, take on the Dodgers over the weekend.
Yeah, it's always nice to see a player mature and have success at the big league level. Because let's face it, when you look at the resume of Christian Villanueva, coming up with the Rangers, and then of course with the Chicago Cubs. Well, you know, at his position at third base in the Chicago Cubs, it's kind of tough to break a guy like Chris Bryant at third base, isn't it, Don?
Yeah, tough.
Yeah,
not easy.
So he's getting an opportunity here, and hats off to the Rookie of the Month.
Ty Block struck out pinch hitting for Derek Holland to begin this inning. Now Gorkys Hernandez. Down the left field line, Cordero giving chase, and that'll get in for a hit. Hernandez had been 0 for 3 today, but they sit down the left field line with one down here in the 5th inning off the new Padres pitcher, Robbie Erlin.
Well, one of the things that Robbie Erlin does well is to get that fastball into the righties, and this one is fought off nicely. A little bit of hang time there, long run for Franchi.
One out, one on, and here is Gregor Blanco. Took over for Andrew McCutchen, was hit by a pitch in the elbow in the 2nd inning. Off the glove of Ellis, and up to second base goes Hernandez. Tried to backhand it, looked like, and could come up with it.
Yeah, I don't think AJ really thought that that ball was going to be away as it was, and he did, rather than going, his fingers were in towards him rather than towards the opposite side. See there, and that ball just leaked on him.
Charged with a pass ball. That gets Hernandez into scoring position. Blanco grounded out to third base in his first plate appearance. Mentioned he took over for McCutchen in this spot in the order. Went into the game in left field, and Gorkys Hernandez moved from left field to right field. That's where McCutchen was. Three and 0. Robbie Erlin, who had been up twice in the pen, now in the game. He's gone more than an inning in 6 of his 9 previous outings on the year. And a chance that may happen again today.
Oh yeah, he's going to be seeing multiple stanzas today.
Opponent's hitting at just 209 against Erlin. Late timeout call. Erlin just follows through. Gorkys Hernandez at second base with one out in the 5th inning. High ball foul and a full count now as Erlin battles back. Bobby Erlin now the longest tenured pitcher who has appeared for the Padres at the big league level.
That's unbelievable.
That is incredible. On the ground, right side, Perella. Step to his right, throws to first in time to get Blanco. 2 down.
Arco, quality top-tier gas for less.
It's on that ground out to the right side by Blanco. Gorkis Hernandez takes third base. He's there with 2 outs in the inning, and here's Evan Longoria. Takes strike 1. Longoria reached on an error committed by Villanueva in the first inning. Rounded into a fielder's choice in the second, and then single to right field in the 4th inning. Inside out swing and a foul off to the right. 0-2.
Yeah, once again, Robbie trying to bury into the right-handed hitters. He does that well. He's got that higher 3/4 arm angle. And if he hits his spots, that's a tough pitch to keep fair for any right-handed hitter.
On the ground by the mound, softly towards short. Galva's sidearmed and just in time to get the out at first base and to end the inning. We head to the 6th, 7-3 Giants.
The experience, and you know, I know they're pulling for him. I'm sure he's got you know, the whole country pulling for him, really. So for them to finally get to watch him in front of everybody, I know they're going to be proud, and it's going to be a moment for him that him and his family will really enjoy and cherish.
Eric Hosmer talking about the upcoming trip to Monterey at a big moment, not just for the Padres, but most especially for Christian Villanueva, especially after he wins the Rookie of the Month award. He gets an opportunity to head back down to his homeland. He said it's going to be strange. He's not used to all the media attention. He has to sort of be the ambassador for this event, but he's looking forward to it. And when asked how many tickets he's going to be leaving for friends and family, he says, well, I know a lot of people in Mexico, so it should be a nice turnout for him, guys.
All right, Scan, thanks very much. Looking forward to Monterey, Mexico, as Christian leads it off here in the 6th inning. It's a new pitcher, Pierce Johnson, now into the game for the Giants.
Recorded his first career Major League win on Monday. The opponent's just hitting 180. Pretty basic, kind of a short armor. Kind of sneaks up on you. Sneaky fastball at 94.
Out of Missouri State University. Named off waivers by the Giants in September of last season. Playing in the Cubs organization and appeared in one game with the Cubs last year. There's a strike, 3-1.
You said Missouri State?
Yes.
I'll give you $1 if you know who their mascot is.
I don't.
Boomer the Bear.
Battles back, full count. What would you do without your phone? Can you imagine if somebody took your phone for like 5 minutes?
Oh, look who's talking.
Payoff pitch. Popped up. Foul ground. Hundley and Belt. It's Hundley. Little stagger, but he makes the catch. Christian Villanueva fouling out for the first out here of the 6th inning.
Big key at this ballpark where the wind is blowing. You don't know which direction it is. You got to keep those feet going. You got to keep them pumping, right? You got to make the adjustment. In this ball, it looks like he's camped and then all of a sudden backpedals a little bit. Great concentration by Nick Hundley.
And one down here in the 6th for Jose Perella. Eric Holland, the starter today, 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. Walked a batter, struck out 4, in line right now for his first win of the year. If the bullpen can help him out for San Francisco. Holland came into today with an 0-3 mark, 5.76 earned run average, and 6th appearance, but getting some run support and one of the first 5. Center field, Jackson coming in and into a slide out there, but he trapped it in and out of the glove, and Perella will reach with a base hit here in the 6th inning.
I thought this ball was hit a lot harder. As we take a look off the end of the bat, and then a long way for Austin Jackson to come in, and let's take a look. Oh yeah, trapped. Lucky he kept that ball in front of him.
1 out, 1 on, and it brings up Franchy Cordero. 0 for 2. Cordero struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Reached on an error committed by Brendan Bell, first baseman, in the 4th inning. Oh, and 2. Line into right field, out of the reach of Tomlinson at second base, and Perella will take second as Cordero aboard with a base hit here in the 6th inning. His first hit of the day. And the Padres have 2 on with 1 out.
Breaking ball down and in. A lot of opposing pitchers, when they throw the fastball to Cordero, trying to pump it in, trying to get the breaking ball down in. You know, they want to have him swing over the top of it, not do any damage, but got his hands through nicely, and that ball caught the plate. Station to station baseball here for San Diego.
1 out, 2 on, and it brings up Freddie Galvis. Galvis struck out swinging and lined out to left field.
That's strike two. Johnson throwing hard, 95 miles an hour.
Yeah, the velocity has gone up since he's come into the game.
Galvis strikes out on a pitch up at 95. First strikeout for Pierce Johnson. 2 down in the inning. It's time for our Arco top tier play. Matt Caesar getting his first home run at AT&T Park. Back in the 5th inning to lead off the 5th inning against Derek Holland. Get the Padres a little closer, getting their 3rd run of the day and first home run of this season for Matt Caesar. Here he is with 2 down, 2 on in the 6th inning.
You know, after watching that replay of that home run, Matt did a really nice job of getting his hands in by his jersey to get that barrel out front. The pitch was in and sending it on its way. I remember there was a drill in high school. My high school coach taught me to get your hand. Watch his hands. Watch his hands. Right, they'll be right in here by his chest, by his recognizing the ball, and get the hands in, and get the barrel out in front. And there's a way you can practice that. Stand in front of a wall. Stand in front of a wall with a bat, and you back off about 2 feet. You could still swing. Let's say Donnie's the wall here. Oh, we're gonna
hold on a second.
Okay, jumping the gun.
We're gonna have to wait for me to
I'm
be
getting anxious. I like to teach a couple things here and there.
0-2 pitch. And a fly ball to center field. And your instructional is canceled. Padres strand 2 here to the bottom of the 6th. 7-3 Giants. Doubled and homered in this game. He is a triple shy for the cycle. There's the off-the-wall double at the base of the wall. Looked like he may have had a home run there. Here he does, going the other way, right above the wall. Down the right field line, inside the pole. For Hundley, his 3rd home run of the year. And triple shy of hitting for the cycle as he bats here to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning for San Francisco. And drives one out towards deep left center field. Margot going back, and that ball is going to be off the bottom of the wall. Hundley headed for second, and he will get a double. So no cycle, but his 4th hit of the day. 3rd extra base hit. Have a day, Nick Hundley.
He is in fuego. First pitch offering. He sees the first pitch fastball. You know, that's a changeup. I stand corrected. 82, changeup away. And this ball caroms perfectly for Manuel Margot, holding him to a double.
4th hit of the day for Nick Hundley. Now Brandon Belt. Belt walked in the 1st inning, walked in the 3rd before striking out swinging in the 4th inning. On the ground, right side, off the glove of Hosmer, kicks into short right. Here comes Hundley around, going to try and score, and he will. Giants lead at 8-3.
No, sometimes the ball doesn't bounce your way. As we take a look here, Hosmer diving to his right. Off the thumb, it looks like, and then it slows it down just enough. Ron Wotus was putting up the stop sign, but then had to fire it up again, and Nick Hundley had to downshift to get it in gear again, and he scores easily.
That was the 2nd inning of relief for Robbie Erlin. Allows his 1st run.
And that's why it's so important for that runner to pick up that 3rd base coach. We talk about it all the time. He's giving you the sign. Go, stop. Sometimes you got to regroup and bang, score like on that carom.
Austin Jackson has been aboard 3 times today and grounds this one back up the middle into center field. Brandon Belt going 1st to 3rd. Throw goes to 3rd, but it's off the mark. Throw to 1st, and safely back there is Jackson. 1st and 3rd now with nobody out for San Francisco.
Good recognition there by Brandon Belt. You know, he doesn't have blazing speed, as this ball is peppered towards center field, just out of the reach of Robbie Erlin. Galvis is short. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's by him.
Twelve hits on the day now for the Giants. 1st and 3rd, nobody out. And Brandon Crawford, the batter. Line to right. Caesar is over to make the catch. Tagging at 3rd is Belt. Throw goes to 2nd, and the Giants take a 9-3 lead. Sacrifice fly for Brandon Crawford. That's the 1st out here in the 6th inning.
Well, the Giants swinging aggressively against Erlin here in the 6th. Hundley, 1st pitch changeup, double. Swinging early in the count, and this high breaking ball enables Brandon Belt to elevate that ball to right field for the sac fly.
3 RBI day for Brandon Crawford. 3 RBI day for Nick Hundley. L.B. Tomlinson looking for his 1st hit. 0 for 3. Grounded out to 3rd, struck out looking, and last time up grounded out to 2nd base. Line down the left field line, a fair ball headed towards the pen. From 1st, Austin Jackson will head to 3rd. A double for Kelby Tomlinson, who joins the hit parade. 2nd and 3rd now with 1 out for the Giants here in the 6th inning.
Boy, hitters 6 through 9. Even Brandon Belt. Well, you know, you take a look at your scorecard, everybody's getting into the act. Driving in runs, 2 for Jackson, 2 for Crawford. Add another one on the sac fly, 3. So every part of the order is doing some damage for the Giants this afternoon.
Comes Andy Green. Looks like he's going to make a double switch here, as Matt Caesar is coming in from right field. New pitcher will be coming into the game for the Padres, who now trail 9-3. Padres. And a new pitcher for the Padres, their third of the day, Jordan Lyles.
Well, hopefully Jordan is the tourniquet here to stop the bleeding against the Giants. He inherits 2 runners, both in scoring position, his 13th game. And as a reliever, he had 1 bad outing. It skyrockets the ERA currently at 4. Almost a strikeout per innings pitch for Jordan Lyles.
Infield in all the way around for the Padres. And it's down and in here to Alan Hansen, who started the first 2 games at second base, now pinch hitting here. 3 for 13 so far with the Giants. Joe Panic on the DL. And so trying different combinations at second base. Kelby Tomlinson get the start there today. Hansen pops it up. Infield was in. So it is going to be shallow center, and Margot is there to make the catch and fire homeward. 1 hop to the plate, but no advance for the runners, and that's out number 2. Bobby Erlin was in there for an inning and a third. 5 hits so far, charged with 2 runs. Didn't walk anybody and struck out a batter. Gorkys Hernandez 1 for 4 today. Single his last time up. Well, part of the double switch with Lyles coming into the game. Travis Jankowski takes over in right field as Matt Caesar comes out of the game. Jankowski will bat second. It's in the air down the right field line, headed towards the corner. Jankowski gives it a look, but it's a foul ball. I hesitate to ask this because there are 2 outs in the inning, but you were going to give an instructional earlier. Remember what that was about?
Thanks again for bringing it up with 2 outs. That's great. I was talking about how to get your hands in, right, to cover that pitch on the inside part of the plate.
See if we get a foul ball here.
Well, I'll set it up to where if you're picture yourself up against a wall, and the wall is the inside part of home plate. Okay, so you just sit here. So let's say I'm set up in the batter's box, and this is the inside part of home plate, right? So that's the wall. Get a bat. You can actually swing, get your hands through to get the bat past the wall, so you don't hit the wall. Because if you extend, you're gonna. I could really have some fun here. If you extend, you're going to hit the wall, right?
Right.
So the key is.
And it's canceled. Here's a fly ball to shallow right, and that catch is made by Jankowski. And it's the inning and cancels any more of this conversation. 9-3 Giants.
this off the wall and the brick and the ricochet. He would try to make it a triple. 2 runs scored on the play, but he's gunned down at third base. So a double and 2 runs driven in. Tough day today for Clayton Richard, as Brandon Crawford's going to drive in a pair with this into right field. Got a big day, 3 RBIs, and Nick Hundley, a huge day, 4 hits, including an opposite field home run. That's Caesar homering his first home run at AT&T Park. Giants have a 9-3 lead. Richard on the hook in this one. Fornix pitched 7 runs. Derek Collin, pitcher of record for the Giants, trying to get his first win of the year. Huge day for Hundley. Well, into the game here is Will Smith.
This has got to be an emotional day for Will Smith. Why? Because he missed all of last year with Tommy John surgery. Was activated today off the disabled list. And there's got to be some serious emotion after going under the knife, rehabbing, making it back to the big leagues. Good for him.
First game that he's pitched in since Game 4 of the 2016 NLDS.
I love it when guys come back from that surgery and go on to have a nice career. Hopefully that's the case for Will Smith.
Fouled backhand out of play off the bat of A.J. Ellis. Today's attendance 36,475. 36,475. Beautiful day in San Francisco. Last game of the 3-game series here in San Fran. Two. And Ellis will take ball 3. Did he go? No. We'll check with David Rackley, first base umpire. Travis Jankowski, part of the double switch, going to bat second in the inning. Center fielder Austin Jackson over towards right center. Ball 4, and Ellis down to first base. It's time now for Coors Banquet Timeless Moment. 8-year-old Nate Colbert watches Stan Musial hit 5 home runs in a doubleheader in 1972. Colbert would repeat Musial's feat as a member of the Padres. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jankowski fouling it back to the screen for strike 1.
That was Nate Colbert you were talking about?
Yes.
Nice.
What'd you think I said?
I just wasn't sure.
Breaking ball misses up top. Unfortunately, we don't have any more time for your instructionals.
I was trying to get across a legitimate point on hitting and the usage of the hands on the pitch on the inside part of the plate.
I was not following the whole wall thing. I was the wall.
Yeah.
Jankowski pulls off that. 1 and 2.
The wall and much more.
Well, let's wait until there's 2 outs to revisit it. What is it you think you know about hitting?
I could give it up.
Swing and a miss, and Jankowski strikes out.
Just go to baseballreference.com under my page and you'll see why.
1 down here in the 7th.
It's really simple, just standing up against the wall. The wall is the inside part of home plate, and then swing. Get your hands through to avoid hitting the barrel of the bat on the wall.
Runner at first, one down, and Margot batting for the 4th time today. Takes a strike over the outside corner. Well has flat out to the warning track, single, scored a run. Last time up, struck out swinging.
Breaking ball in the dirt here. Ooh, fastball.
He broke it back, grounded to third. Longoria goes to first for the out. On to second base goes Ellis with now 2 down. Well, the Arizona Diamondbacks are red hot. 21-8, best start in team history. A.J. Pollock is powered up. 10 home runs, 25 RBIs. That leads the team. Peralta hitting at 299. 5 home runs of his own. Patrick Corbin 4-0. 2.25 ERA. Archie Bradley continuing to roll along with a 1.62 ERA. And Brad Boxberger, the closer, former Padre, 10 for 10.
You know, that tells you a lot there, Donnie. Starting pitching, bridging the gap to Boxberger in that bullpen with Bradley, and then also the offense. Been tough to win at Copper Square for the opposition. 11-3 for the Diamondbacks at home.
And it's all about what they do against teams in the division too, and they have won 7 out of 8 against the Dodgers, and they are 15-5 against the NL West. They are dealing with all kinds of injuries as well, which has been amazing. And starting to get a little bit of room between them and the Colorado Rockies. 6 games the lead for Arizona atop the NL West right now, as indicated by the flags in order.
I love that.
That's pretty cool.
And you can tell from that angle all the teams in order. They do it at Wrigley Field. I'm trying to think other ballparks they do that.
Two-one to Eric Hosmer with a runner at second. Well, it's 2-2.
Pitching backwards, Will Smith. Breaking ball, 2-1. Hitters count.
A.J. Ellis at second base, 2 down here in the 7th inning. On the ground, foul. Nine runs, 13 hits, an error for the Giants. 3 runs, 6 hits, an error for the Padres. With A.J. Ellis at second base, 2 down here in the 7th inning. Hosmer 1 for 3 today with 2-run double. Outside, full count. Corey Guerin up in the pen right now for the Giants. Just did get up. Swing and a miss, and Hosmer strikes out. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Smith. 7th inning stretch, 9-3 Giants.
Ball brought to you by Jerome's Furniture, where Jerry's price is the lowest price every day. Beautiful day in San Francisco. Day's a little choppy out there, though. Some Whitecaps. As we play along here to the bottom of the 7th inning, 9-3, Giants on top. Gregor Blanco to lead it off. Evan Longoria and Nick Hundley scheduled to bat here against Jordan Lyles back out there. The final 2 outs of the 6th inning, back out to start the 7th. So Clayton Richard in 4 innings gave up 7 runs, 6 earned. Robbie Earl in an inning and a third, giving up 2 runs. They were both earned. Top 8 hitters in the Giants order all have at least 1 hit. And Conley has 4. Single, 2 doubles, and a home run. Center fielder Manuel Margot over towards left center. Big gap out in right center field. 2-2 to Blanco. That's ball 3. Blanco with Longoria waiting on deck. He's been in this game since the 3rd. And skies one to left. Cordero battling the sun in left, but makes the catch for the first out here at the bottom of the 7th inning.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
So 1 down here in the 7th, and it brings up Evan Longoria. Reaching on an error in the 1st. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the 2nd. Single, run scored in the 4th, and then grounded out to short in the 5th. Here's a pop-up. Galvis backpedaling and makes the catch in shallow center. 2 down. Well, time now for Bill Howe plays of the game. Nick Hundley, quite a day. A single in the 1st inning. Then a double in the 3rd inning. Right off the base of the wall down the left field line. And he go the other way to right field with his 3rd home run of the year. Then another double. This one to left center field again off the bottom of the wall. 4 hits, 3 RBIs, and a home run. Lyles missing with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball that was up. Fly ball playable for Margot. Center fielder makes the catch. Down in order are the Giants in the 7th. To the 8th we go. 9-3 San Fran.
Mike and Tony, thanks very much. Move along here to the 8th inning.
That's an interesting conversation, as Corey Guerin will told the slab for the Giants. Pine tar spin rate. Is there a formula there? We can get that in a little bit. 14th game for the right-hander, trying to preserve a 6-run lead. High splits for lefties. The perfect opportunity for Guerin. He's a severe sinker baller and slider pitcher. I think he's quickened up the pace a little bit, Don, don't you think?
With men not on base. Yeah. As soon as somebody gets on, he was pretty slow the other night again. Not as painful as he was last year, though.
Yeah, it was very, very slow.
0-2 pitch. Villanueva fouls it back to the screen. 0 for 3 day today for the Padres third baseman.
But the accusation of pitchers using pine tar a little bit on their fingers to get a better grip on the baseball and hence more spin rate. There is a correlation. I'm a firm believer.
Foul back to the screen. It would benefit you how?
More spin rate means more action on your ball. And looking at it from the other side, from a hitter standpoint, and we've discussed this, if I'm a hitter, I want the pitcher to have much control of that baseball, not slipping out of his hand, right? So therefore, if you get a little sticky stuff on your fingers, I mean, not a whole lot, like that kid from the Yankees that year.
Pineda?
Yeah. I want a pitcher to be able to manipulate that ball a certain way to where he can throw good quality strikes and not be all over the place and put somebody's health in jeopardy. So, you know, a little bit of pine tar here and there, I think, is not a bad idea. Just one person's opinion.
Villanueva strikes out second time today. One down in the 8th inning. Well, headed to Mexico to begin a 3-game series against the LA Dodgers. Matt Kemp this season against the Padres 5 for 9 with a couple of home runs. Yasmani Grandal always hits the Padres well in 16 games, .610 slugging percentage. And Kenta Maeda, 5 2/3, 4 runs, 10 Ks. Gets the Padres back on April the 18th. All games from Monterrey, Mexico, and all 3 games right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Oh, Mexico. It sounds so simple. They just got to go. And the Padres are going there. The sun's so hot, forgot to go home. Guess I'll have to go now. And we are on our way.
Filmaton up in the Padres pen. As Jose Perella takes strike 1. Perella has grounded out twice and singled to center. Grounds this one foul outside the bag at third. Did you go to Monterrey last time the Padres went?
I did not. I have never been to Mexico for a ball game. How about you?
2 years ago in spring training.
Oh, that's right.
Went to Mexico City. 2 games against the now defending world champion Houston Astros. Myself and Eduardo Ortega.
I was just going to say, that was the trip where Eduardo was king.
He's a rock star there. Wait till you see it.
Oh, I can't wait.
Unbelievable.
That's part of the reason why I'm excited to go. I'm excited for Christian Villanueva. I'm excited for Eduardo Ortega. There's the Cuidado kid. Hola, Marcos. How you feeling? Love Eduardo.
2-2. And that is in there for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Corey Guerin. 2 down here in the 8th inning. Bring out Frenchie Cordero, who has struck out.
Reached on an error and single to right field. The Giants coming in at 500 as a team, 15-15. Won 7 of the last 10 games, though, and have a 9-3 lead today. Jumping ahead here, 1-2. It's already struck out Villanueva and Parella for the first 2 outs of the 8th inning. Did he go? No. They check with Hunter Whittlestead, third base umpire.
Oh, I thought he went big time. What do you think, Donnie?
He hits it. It's a double. Freddie Galvis waiting on deck. 2 down here in the 8th. Full count now to Cordero. And that is ball 4. So Cordero works a walk here with 2 down in the 8th inning. Third walk given up by Giants pitching today. The first by Guerin.
So this is when he slows it down, you said, right?
Normally, yes.
Yeah.
Bring it to a complete halt. Freddie Galvis 0 for 3 today. Struck out, lined out, struck out again. Both times swinging today. 1 for 10 in the series. Wraps up today. First visit of 3 for the Padres here to AT&T Park here in San Francisco. Collins started this game, pitcher of record right now for the Giants. 5 innings, 3 runs. Johnson, Smith, and now Guerin since. 2-1. Carlos Suaje has come out on deck to bat in the pitcher spot if we get that far. There are 2 outs here in the 8th. Fly ball foul off to the left out of play, and it's 2-2. Padres winning here last night, 3-2. Trailing by 6 as they bat here with 2 down in the 8th inning. In the dirt, full count.
Two-seamer, sinker away.
And a grounder right side. Tomlinson laying it out from his knees. The throw is in time. Wow. What a play by Kelby Tomlinson, the second baseman, on the short lawn in right field, who throws to first and gets Freddie Galvis to end the inning. Kelby Tomlinson laying it out. Call on the field was not overturned, so they lose their challenge on a close play at first base. They'll get ready to go to Monterrey, Mexico, and of course headed back to Mexico for Christian Villanueva, who's fired up about it.
Va a ser uno de los días inolvidables para mí, estar en mi país jugando en el mejor béisbol del mundo.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It's going to be a little different. I think it's going to be a little hard at times. I'm not used to all the attention and all the cameras, especially being the ambassador for the event. So that's going to be a little weird, but at the same time, it's going to be an unforgettable day for me, just playing the best baseball in the world in my home country.
That should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that. And he will indeed be kind of the honorary ambassador there for this series.
You know, I think of other Mexican-born players that have had influential careers. You know, you go back to Fernando Valenzuela. I remember when he was a Padre and what that meant to the organization.
Who's going, by the way? He'll be there.
Yeah. Oh, I can't wait. Love Fernando. As we take a look at Phil Maton in for his 11th game, and then another player who tremendous amount of respect for and had one heck of a career, was a Padre for a little bit, from the Ciudad of Oaxaca, Vinny Castilla. Huge, obviously, down in Mexico. And it was great to have him in a Friar uniform for a short while.
We just saw him last week in Colorado.
Yeah.
Well, Phil Maton facing Brandon Belt here in the last of the 8th inning. Not on the coaching staff, right, with the Rockies, but in uniform for BP every day.
Yeah, he's kind of like an advisor, maybe, to the staff there.
In the air to right field for Belt, and that ball is up, and it is off the top of the wall. Belt headed for 2 at least, and that's where he'll pull it up at second base with a double that begins the bottom of the 8th inning, and that did not miss by much. They're in right field.
A lot of angles out there. Belt goes down and in. He connects with this one, squares it up. Travis Jankowski, he's got to play back, play the carry, but look at Jose Perella is right there, almost next to Travis, almost like Kelby Tomlinson was earlier in the game, helping out Andrew McCutchen.
So leadoff double here to open up the bottom of the 8th inning brings up Austin Jackson.
Jackson doubled in the first, walked in the third, walked in the fourth, singled in the sixth inning. Giants now with 14 hits. Clayton Richards started the game, went 4 innings, giving up 7 runs, 6 earned. Bobby Erlin in an inning and a third was charged with 2. Jordan Lyles did a nice job, faced 5 Giants hitters and retired them all. All flyouts. Now Phil Maton on for the 8th inning. Strike on the corner, 2-1. Outfield playing for Jackson to go the other way. Margot over towards right center. Seven pitches, 5 balls for Phil Maton. As you take a look at that gap in the alley in left center. It's Jackson now. Brandon Crawford next. Giants batting here in the home half of the 8th inning. Full count. Erlin, Lyles, and Maton used out of the pen today. Giants hitters hitting at just 192 against Phil Maton coming into this outing. Start of the year at AAA El Paso, recalled by the Padres on April the 4th. Swing and a miss, and able to strike out Austin Jackson for the first out of the 8th inning.
Third of the way there, Phil Maton after the double. That's a big strikeout for the young right-hander. Looked like he went to the breaking ball there. High breaking ball and big loop in the swing. See how the barrel went underneath? Shoulders kind of dipped a little bit rather than kind of staying on top of that ball.
Runner at second, 1 down. Brandon Crawford, the batter. I didn't see the wall though. Where was the wall?
Oh, that had nothing to do with what I was talking about earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a hanging breaking ball out over the plate.
Strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Double by Brandon Belt opened up this bottom of the 8th inning. Jackson struck out. Brandon Crawford has had a good day. 2 hits, 3 RBIs. The hits both singles to right field. And now he drives this to center field, sending Margot back to make the catch for out number 2.
Phil Maton hit his spot. How do you know? Because Manuel Margot, he went a little bit to his right to make that catch over and towards the left center field alley.
2 down in the 8th, and it brings up Kelby Tomlinson, who made a very nice play defensively to end last inning, throwing from his knees after making a very rangy play into the short right field. And a double his last time up. And he takes ball 1. Fly ball down the right field line. Jankowski onto the track in the corner, makes the catch that will end the inning. We head to the 9th. It's 9-3 San Francisco.
Championship team May 10th through the 13th for a 4-game series against the St. Louis Cardinals. Each game of the series features an all-fan commemorative bobblehead giveaway featuring some of your favorite Padres from the 1998 team. It's going to be great. Tickets at Padres.com. That's Padres.com. Don't miss it.
Now it's on to the 9th inning and second appearance of the series for DJ Snelton into the game. And it is Carlos Suaje batting in the pitcher spot, leading it off.
We saw Snelton on Monday night. It was a third of an inning of work. He struck out one. His third game, very funky delivery.
On the ground is short. Positioned perfectly. Brandon Crawford for the first out of the inning. Let's revisit our keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, I tried again today, but it doesn't look like they came to fruition. Clean D for Richard. One error. It's an unearned run. And clog up the bases on Holland. 4 hits, 1 home run, 1 walk allowed in 5 innings, and that's where we stand. 9-3 Giants here in the top of the 9th.
1 out in the 9th, and A.J. Ellis. Fouled out in the 3rd, grounded out in the 5th, walked in the 7th. Snelton falling behind here, 3-1 to A.J. Ellis. Eric Holland started, the pitcher of record for the Giants today. That's ball 4. That's the last thing Bruce Bochy wanted to see from his reliever here, on top by 6 runs. A 1-out walk in the 9th. Bring up Travis Jankowski. Came in as part of a double switch in the 7th inning. Struck out swinging in his only plate appearance today. Throw to first with Belt not holding the runner on. That was interesting.
Was he moving to the bag? Isn't that a balk?
He was heading in that direction.
Oh, he was.
Catcher Hundley headed out there to talk to Snelton.
Belt playing behind the runner. Yeah, you know what? That's. Yeah. I think they missed that call, quite frankly. It should be a balk. He was not moving towards the bag. He was retreating back to his position. You can't throw to a base with being occupied without a position player being there.
That's in there for a strike. 2-1 to Jankowski. David Rackley, first base umpire. Jankowski through the right side into right field, a base hit. A.J. Ellis up to second base, and the Padres have 2 on with 1 away. First hit today for Jankowski. And we'll go back up to the top of the order for Manuel Margot.
These are the type of games, Don, where we've mentioned it many times before, but you got to stay mentally tough and not give away at bats. A.J. Ellis patient after the 1-out 6-3. Jankowski singling to right, putting together a good AB.
Margot singled back in the third inning, a 1-for-4 day today. Looks like we're going to get some action now for the Giants. Sam Dyson heading down there to the pen just in case. Now Snelton runs into a little bit of trouble here in the ninth inning. Falls behind Margot, 2-1. Came in, got a swing to ground out to short, but he walked A.J. Ellis. Gives up a single to Travis Jankowski. Now grounder to third base, picked there by Longoria, who go to second base for the force out, and they get the middleman. And Jankowski 5-4 on the force out at second for the second out of the ninth inning. And that'll bring up Eric Hosmer. Hosmer today has grounded out to second, double to drive in two, popped out to short, and struck out swinging. Runner at first goes. Hosmer lines it into right field for a base hit. That'll score Ellis from third base, and runners at the corners again. Second hit of the day for Eric Hosmer, and he drives in a run. It's 3 RBIs today for Eric Hosmer.
Put together some good at-bats here in the ninth inning. We got action, and that action continues with runners at the corners. Now the tying run is in the hole for the Padres.
Yeah, so not yet a safe situation. Dyson warming in the pen as here comes Bochy, though. So Bochy looks like he's going to get his closer into this game. Dyson has not been up that long as he makes his way out there to make a change. With 2 down in the ninth inning, Padres have gotten a run back. It's 9-4 San Fran. Getting a run back here in the ninth inning. They have runners at first and third, and Sam Dyson coming in here for the Giants.
Sam Dyson has not allowed a run in his last 7 outings. 6 1/3 scoreless frames, just 3 hits and 3 walks. He's got runners at the corners. The Giants looking for that last out.
Tying run is not on deck, so this is not a safe situation for Sam Dyson, but Bruce Bochy trying to get out of here with the victory. Christian Villanueva will ground one foul down the third baseline towards the pen. We're going to get another reliever up down there. It's Tony Watson making his way down for the Giants. Villanueva's had a quiet day today. 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts for the Padres third baseman. And pops it up. Foul ground from third base comes Longoria, battling the sun, makes the catch to end the ball game. So Dyson comes in, gets the job done as the Giants win today and take 2 out of 3 in this series from AT&T Park in San Francisco. Once again, the final, the Giants 9, the Padres 4. Padres Live is next. Mike Pomeranz, what's in store?